Good morning, I'm Roy Robertson. This is San Diego Made, San Diego Proud. I'm joined today by Dr. Mike Lalich, Area Medical Director for Kaiser Permanente San Diego. And today we're talking about the importance of childhood immunizations, a topic that all parents should be interested in, maybe a little bit more as we head for school season too, right? So, Dr. Lalich, thanks for coming in. Let's talk about the importance of immunization.
First off, thanks for having me today. This is a really important subject that I'd love to talk about for our community. But
Sure.
Immunizations are critically important. They're important for our kids, for our families, for our community. Without immunizations, there's a huge risk of diseases coming back which have previously been taken care of.
Right.
And people can get really sick and spread disease throughout our community. There's, unfortunately, in the last few years, people may have heard of the recurrence of measles and some other outbreaks. And
Whooping cough seems to be the big one that you hear about.
Absolutely, and these can be prevented through immunizations. As a matter of fact, if you think about smallpox, most people may not have heard about this. This is a disease that has been cured and only
Right.
remains in our laboratories because of immunizations. So immunizations are critically important for our community.
Right. So now there may be some concerns on behalf of parents that are watching. Do we have to be concerned? Are there any negative side effects that we need to worry about? What would those be and how severe might they be?
So there are some side effects to immunizations which are very mild, especially with children. They may get a little bit of a sore arm, a little redness,
Right.
a little bit of swelling at the site of infection. Sometimes children can get a runny nose or a low-grade fever, which can develop. Sometimes our babies might be a little sleepy or a little irritable afterwards, but they're mild side effects. The risks are much higher for severe complications without getting your immunizations as opposed to the mild side effects associated with these vaccinations.
And there's tons of research that supports this too. I've been looking at your website, kp.org, which is awesome. I mean, there's great information that's there, and you see this, and there's so much fear factor that's maybe unnecessary, right?
That's very true. All it used to be linked possible cases of autism and things; those have been disproved. There's no relationship to these significant illnesses with getting immunizations.
So tell us, which are the immunizations that we'll need for our children? What's the schedule? What's the protocol as far as pursuing this?
Yeah, so immunizations are critical. They start a few days after birth for our children. And the majority of our immunizations happen during the first 3, 4, 5, 6 years of life for our kids. They continue on up through the teenage years also. So we have a set schedule which is recommended by the American Academy of Pediatrics and the CDC, which really lays out this immunization plan. It's really critical for families to come in, keep their well child visits with their pediatrician or their family physicians so they can talk about the immunization schedules with their doctors.
So I saw as I was researching this that the CDC recommends as many as 9 vaccines. Are you concerned about kids having their immune systems overwhelmed by so many vaccinations?
You know, our kids have strong immune systems, and vaccines cannot overwhelm their immune systems. It's really important also to think about when children are delivered, they have some immunity protection from their mother still, and also can have some through breastfeeding. So there's a period right after birth where they have some protection, but we have to get on that cycle very early to help protect them from illnesses as they get a little older.
Okay, we just have a little time left here, but I know we want to touch on flu vaccines, and this is typically not the time of the year that you would think about that with so many deaths in San Diego County last year. Let's talk about the importance of thinking ahead to being vaccinated.
You know, last year was a terrible year for the flu in San Diego. We had more deaths last year than the last 4 years combined. So we really are pushing hard to get flu immunizations moving forward. We immunized over 320,000 people of our members at Kaiser Permanente last year, and we're working really hard this year to get people immunized starting very soon.
Right.
6 months up to seniors.
So important. So don't wait for flu season. Get the vaccination.
As soon
Now
as
talk
it's
to your
available.
doctor. That's always the
I'll
best
be the
idea.
first one to get it for
Find out more by
Kaiser
going to
Permanente.
kp.org.
Thank you.